Okay, guys, we're going to do something here a little bit different, and I'm going to go straight off of what I'm getting, and I'm going to shuffle here because you're not crazy. So I've got somebody here that is seeking closure, somebody who needs closure. I'm going to tell you right now that your brain needs closure. You're not crazy for thinking about them. Okay, so I've got somebody who seriously is having a hard time letting somebody go or just can't get somebody off their mind. Okay, so how about I explain to you that this is a mental habit? It's not necessarily a soul bond. That's why I want to acknowledge your pain and your discomfort, but I want to explain to you this kind of looping. Okay, so I'm going to do it through the cards and I'm going to do it through the brain. Okay, you're romanticizing the struggle and that's okay. All right, letting go is not forgetting, it's healing. So you need to take your power back. So I want to explain to you why you feel this way. And while I'm shuffling through these, I may just get a few omens. I may pull a few names for you, but I want to get to this right away. All right. Oh, I just saw the Emperor in reverse, so we're going to get to that. And I think I'm going to get some Lenormand shuffled here because I think we're going to use those too. So let me explain the psychology of why you can't stop thinking of them to you real quick. So these are just some of the concepts that are associated with obsession and persistent thoughts. Okay, so, how about the difference between, I'm going to get the gypsy just as well, rumination. Okay, because that's a kind of unsolvable problem solving, right? So your brain will often ruminate on an X as an attempt to solve an unsolvable problem, okay? Trying to make sense of a painful ending or seeking closure that isn't coming. And you've heard a lot of people mention the word limerence. So limerence versus love. Sometimes you could think of limerence as an involuntary obsessive state where a person is more attached to a fantasy of the partner than the reality of them. That thrives on the uncertainty and can feel like an addiction. I'm going to see if we get another one before I turn that over. All right. So there's also the idea of the threat response. So you have to take note that the mind often views a breakup as a threat to its safety and sense of belonging. This will trigger a plan, plan to keep the person in mind to prevent future hurt, even if it feels painful now. And you can think of idealization and nostalgia. Okay, so we often romanticize the past, forgetting why the relationship failed and focusing only on the qualities the other person fulfilled. All right, there's another one. And I'm going to help you work through this without needing to feel like you are going to jump into a rebound to forget somebody else. I'm not saying that it isn't helpful to get into another relationship. It's just that if you're not healed, you'll just end up in another relationship that isn't right for you, because you'll find over time that even the person that hurt you or didn't give you closure or that you can't get off your mind, they were no good for you. They weren't a good match for you. And we have the moon. So something about this person you can't stop thinking of is hidden, but it's going to be revealed. So this card would be like the Five of Cups, and it's in the reverse. You are healing. All right. And we have the fox here. We have the Ace of Cups. So again, there was somebody here that was, I hate to put it this way, but they were seeking to betray you. This was somebody that was planning to betray you for some reason from the beginning. Okay, I'm going to have to just say it the way I'm feeling it, but you're not crazy. This person was trying to hurt you. They were trying to set you up. There was some illusion involved. I don't know what they wanted. We'll figure that out. So now we have card number 45. Somebody could be 45. Somebody could be 54. We've got wands here. The order denotes honor and recognition of labor. Near 48, a sure sign of business success. So somebody who is successful in business, somebody who could be of high honor and from a particular order. I don't know why I want to say the Rosicrucians, but this could be anything that, if you know about the Rosicrucians, this could be somebody in the military. This could be somebody from the UK. This could be, I don't know the awards and medals that people get, but they could have something like this. This makes me think of the Red Baron. I don't think, somebody's name could be Baron, but this is an honor. This is somebody who should have had honor or recognition, or they have had honor and recognition, but they are the fox. They did plan to hurt you, and they were hiding something from you. Okay, so while we get our next row of cards, and this is the Gypsy Witch Oracle. It's just kind of funny. I keep mentioning him. I think it was my second husband that bought him for me. Okay, so what creates the loop in the mind? I don't know if you've ever heard about this, but if we're thinking about unfinished business, there's the Zeigarnik effect. All right, so our brains remember uncompleted tasks or interrupted events better than the completed ones. So a breakup with no closure or a messy ending creates unfinished business, leading to rumination. The person that you were dealing with definitely did this on purpose to you, and they wanted you left with an open wound so that you would only ruminate about this always. This is an insecure person that you were dealing with. This is a person with a lot of shortcomings, despite how honorable they seem to be, or foxy even they seem to others. All of it is a ruse. All of it is an illusion. Whether or not they really do have honors or badges or certificates or something, they are still the wrong kind of person, definitely a cruel person. So this person would have used intermittent reinforcement, like breadcrumbing is what you would know it to be. So this person would give you just enough attention to keep the hope alive, all right? Creating a kind of like an addiction like bond. And it's similar to gambling. Somebody has a gambling addiction. Somebody could live in Nevada. Or the unpredictability, all right? The unpredictability is what makes a person obsessed. Okay, and doesn't want to talk, right? They don't want to talk to you, or you're not talking to them, or you refuse to talk to them, or you're just not going to open the door, and you would know, all right? You would know. Okay, so the Phantom X is idealization. So your brain will often forget the bad times and amplify the good times, creating a phantom version of the person that doesn't exist because they were an illusion. All right, I am verifying what it is that you already know. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I just may be using different words, okay? What also creates the loop in the mind is a loss of identity. So it's a kind of enmeshment, okay? That the thought loop, it happens because you may have lost your sense of self in that other person's needs. Maybe you gave a lot. Maybe you gave too much. Maybe you thought you were going to give a lot, or they even made it seem like they needed a lot from you. Clouds. Okay, this person definitely untrustworthy. All right, let's get this next row in here. Very quiet. Okay. Now we have the Ace of Pentacles here. The bird signified dire misfortune and fierce enemies when near. If far away from the person with 7, 16, 12, or 22 between, a chance to avert the evil spell. Now, I'm not going to do a traditional kind of Lenormand spread. I'm just going intuitively. So this is a person who had evil intentions, and this is your enemy. This is not your friend. If somebody was going to try to save you from a fox or save you from a fire, this is not the person you want anywhere near you. If anything, they only do it for themselves, for the show. And again, we've been getting this card a lot. Number 8. So this is the Scythe. This is disappointment, near the coffin, an early death. Somebody that you know that you were in a relationship could have been wishing death on you, or they could be near death or will die early. Somewhere in this, there's an early death that's very specific to the Gypsy Oracle card, okay? And this is the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, the 10 of Diamonds are are Pentacles. All right. So 10 of Pentacles. So maybe they did it all for money or legacy or property or something. Think family. Maybe their family was involved. Their family's a fox. I'm not making excuses for anybody here because we're not going to dive into what is going on with this person and what their excuses would be to you. I'm here to verify what you know. And I want you to know that you can feel comfortable in letting this go now that you're not crazy. You're not thinking about them because there's something worth it in them. This is a person that's absolutely not worth it and someone that you should stay away from. You want to create space. We have card number 42. So now we have, if you'll notice, this heart is bleeding and it makes me very uncomfortable. But the Queen of Spades is the Queen of Swords. Okay, so there could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius involved. Number 42, 24, or 42. Amor is a sign that someone is looking at you with great love and longing. So maybe they miss you. They probably miss being able to control you. You are no longer in range with the bow and arrow. A fire sign, Sagittarius, could be significant here. Definitely a he is involved in here. And let's get the third row. Okay, so why it's important for the growth aspect, okay? Because hanging on is hindering your mental health and your future, okay? So what it does to your neural pathways, the more you dwell on a memory, the stronger those neural pathways become, making it harder to move on over time. The person that you were dealing with, could have some kind of nominal education in psychology or maybe a minor kind of degree, or maybe they're just somebody that reads books or something, or believes that they can manipulate energy or manipulate you. They could consider themselves some kind of a wizard. Okay, and we have number 20. If you'll remember the reading I did last night, here is the 7 of Swords and we have lilies. Okay, because spades, clubs, 7 of Wands. Okay, so this is number 20, lilies fell, and I think I was using a completely different oracle deck, but here we go. The lilies forecast a happy life, but family sorrow if surrounded by clouds. We did see the clouds. Did I not mention the clouds to you? Lying above the person signifies virtuous life, but when under indicates immorality, and I pulled out those clouds before, and this would be under. The person that you were dealing with is immoral. This person has no morals. This is a person who would pretend to be upstanding, somebody who would wear the plastic badge of insignificance or have some awards or distinctions or something to create the illusion. This is a narcissist. This is a person with, in the very least, since I'm telling the story here to entertain you and to educate you, this is a person with narcissistic personality traits. There is a disorder present. And now we have card number 19. So this is the 2 of Cups. Remember what I'm telling you. This card represents the gentleman whose fortune is being told, and all the other cards affect it to a degree in accordance to their relative proximity. When a gentleman's fortune is being told, number 18 has no significance in the layout. Okay, so I'm talking about you, but I don't know if you're male or female. You're probably female according to the demographics. This is no gentleman. This is not a gentleman. You would know if this is a gentleman, but everything here says not a gentleman. This is not a person with morals. This is not a person of good character. This is not a person of high honor, okay? Everything here is telling you. Now, if you're a man, you're going to have to flip and switch the roles. Obviously, this is a collective reading. I can't do it all. Somebody tries to do it all because of their inherent insignificance. They feel invisible. Somebody doesn't want to see you happy. Somebody doesn't want to see you with a true gentleman, whether you're with one or not. And for some of you, it could be that you're still thinking about this person, even if you've already moved on, or maybe you haven't been able to move on, and this is very fresh and very real for you. Hand in hand, number 24. All right, let's see. Okay, so it's important to move on. Okay, so you're putting your life on hold. Waiting for an ex keeps you locked in romantic limbo. Somebody could be Catholic, preventing you from forming the new healthier connections. And I saw the crossroads down there. Fire sign is involved. Okay. It could be a fire sign or somebody's friggin' house is on fire or the roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let the motherfucker burn. Let it burn. Let it go. I know that I'm making it sound urgent, or it sounds like maybe I'm not, or you might feel I'm not sensitive to what you're going through. I am. It's just that you are so much more valuable than this, that I would like to get you over this hump. And it happens to be Wednesday. So remember, your blocks, these are blocks. This is blocking present joy. So you can't experience true joy while you're stuck in the past. And persistent thoughts of an ex acts like a third person in future relationships. The next person isn't going to want someone hung up on somebody else, just like you wouldn't want somebody hung up on somebody else. You'd already know that that's a red flag right there. Okay, so that blocks growth and intimacy with your new partners. Do you think your new partner wants you thinking about somebody else, whether it went wrong or whatever? This is not good. This isn't a gentleman. This is the scythe. This is fake. This is plastic. This is illusion. This is a bad lay. Okay, like if you want me to just kind of throw it out there. Somebody loves popcorn. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I was told to say that somebody loves popcorn. Maybe you're making popcorn right now. Okay, so I need you to understand that this is all about protecting your mental health, because constantly ruminating keeps the brain in a state of anxiety. That's going to lead to burnout or depressive symptoms. Okay, so the mental health impact of chronic rumination, this is depression, anxiety, a loss of control over your own thoughts. Before you know it, you think you're crazy. Hence why I channeled that message. You're not crazy. Okay, the scarcity mentality. So holding on suggests a belief that there isn't enough love out there. I'm gonna let go and I won't get love again. Well, you don't have love now. This person doesn't love you, never did. I don't know what they were looking for in you. Nothing here shows me as a reader love. Okay. So letting go is an act of faith in your own abundance and the power of reclaiming your self-agency. Okay, remember now, the tarot doesn't decide, you do. So letting go is a proactive choice to regain control. All right, this person is blocking the right person. They're trying to energetically block. I don't know why this loser, I'm sorry if you had any. No, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not sorry. Your ex person is a loser. Anybody who has to resort to trying to literally cock block you is a loser. An insecure little man with a plastic badge of authority. Whoa, okay. Now we have card number 52. You could be 52, you could be 25. The shepherd indicates an intense love of life and strong fellow feeling, okay, walking toward this. And this is, of course, swords. Yeah. More swords trying to come towards you. This is like an energetic cock block. This is weird. This person could know people that you know. All right, so we're going to move into, I think I'm going to stick with the after tarot again. All right, clarify 45 and 54. I'm going to call it, it's not high honor, plastic badge of authority. Think Knight of Wands here. This is a lie. The Red Baron, the color red could be significant. Ajax is significant, somebody with the initial A, or this could be Jax. Cracker Jacks could be significant. All right. I did say popcorn, didn't I? Maybe that's why they're saying that. All right. Now we have the Ace of Swords. Beautiful card. The truth is coming out. That's what this person doesn't want you to know. You're going to find out in some way this person was trying to cock block. And, this could be something very literal, like you get a message with the Ace of Swords. Somebody tells you this. Somebody sends you a little bird. A little bird tells you. Somebody comes towards you. A flight comes towards you. Somebody's flying towards you. All right. Or somebody already did. You may already know this because I intuitively put it on the left. Yep. And you are in your Six of Wands. You are in your victory mode. And if you're like, Rita, no, I'm not in my victory mode, stop that. I need you to understand that, yes, you are. Doesn't matter if you don't have everything you want or certainly don't have everything you need. You are in your Six of Wands. People see you. as the victor. People see you as happy. In the after tarot, he has taken the wreath off the wand and he has given it to somebody. Somebody has already given you an offer or will soon be coming to give you an offer as a token of appreciation or affection or love. They're going to come and literally put it on your head, or, this is also a marriage proposal card. This is somebody who, for those of you who are younger, you may be receiving a promise ring from somebody, like I promised to get you something proper when I can do that. And we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And I'm going to set it down here because it lets me know that you're not going to be alone much longer. So for those of you who feel like you've been alone for a long time and you don't actually, want to be alone, yeah. Three of Pentacles, because somebody wants to work with you. Some of you could be getting a job offer. Some of you could be working in a data center. Some of you could be working in some kind of a project where you're downstairs or below the stairs, or you're in the basement of it. It reminds me of when I was working for a bank, and for a period of time in a transition, I was the only person in the basement. Well, the mail person, would bring the mail, would come by and see me. Okay, so this is where you also in the after tarot have graduated. You're no longer the apprentice. You've learned everything you can. The sculpture is complete, and now this person has taken off their working cloak, and there's no more supervision needed. You've definitely graduated from something here. I want you to understand that. We're going to get you into some actionable advice and healing here also, so that you can know how to proceed and take steps. I'm going to coach you through this so that it is exceedingly clear what you need to do regardless of what stage you're in. Some of these things you will have already done. Some of you are very fresh in this and you won't know how to do it. I'm going to walk you through this just as if I were coaching you through an issue such as this. Okay, we have now the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So the Ten of Pentacles in reverse is a destabilization. Now this could be where you are starting over. Now this, you could see the family is leaving. There's a little boy with so many coins that he can play with them, and he's playing with the dog. In the reverse, it's in the after tarot, it's not that you don't have them, it is there, but you're building it, or it's new, or you're starting over in some way, like with the Three of Pentacles, that you've already graduated from that apprentice stage or the journeyman stage. You no longer need that time. No more time needs to be marked. You've already moved from the apprentice to the master. All right. You have mastered your craft. You've mastered yourself. And we have the Nine of Wands in reverse, which I'll show you the upright here. It shows two people kind of like, I'm not talking to you. You're not talking to me. I'm not going to talk to you. You are no longer guarded because you know you don't need to be guarded anymore. That does not mean drop your guard to this person. I'm just telling you that you have already moved on from this, and you know that you really, look, those cards say you don't give a shit. Okay, like if this person could like walk right up to you and try to pick a fight, or I mean, this person has a chip on their shoulder. I don't know, what is this? Another imaginary chip, sitting on there, some kind of epaulette of destruction, but you've already moved on from this. I don't think you would care. And this is the Knight of Wands. So somebody could be coming towards you very passionately. This could be the person that already has, because it flew over here on that set of cards that includes that Six of Wands. So somebody may have already come in to make an offer to you, or brought you an exciting message of an offer, or indicated to you that there was going to be, some changes that would require you to move very quickly. And doesn't this remind you of the year of the fire horse? I'm going to leave it right over here where it went so that I could remember what that energy is as we move along. Whoa. All right. And yeah, the cycle is complete with the World card. The cycle is complete. Now, it isn't complete with that other person that's energetically trying to create cords and basically trying to hold you hostage. So before we complete the reading, I'm going to let you know what are some actions, some solutions that you can, some practical steps. Okay, these are some things that you could do. So I want you to remember that you need to be in no contact. Okay. And even if you need to have a social media detox, you do that, because There is a psychology behind checking social media, and it's like a dopamine hit that keeps the brain loop alive. Look, isn't that the spying card? It's a spiraling card. I almost said it. Don't do that. Don't look up this person. Don't give a shit what they do. They could. I want you literally to have it in your mind. It doesn't matter if they're dead or alive because they don't matter to you. You didn't matter to them when they were planning something here that could have been as serious as hurting you physically. For some of you, you're going to know exactly what this means. There's another faction of you that, I'm going to say it. There are some of you that this was, they were going to take you out and this would have been for insurance. And it doesn't mean that they had the insurance or that they'd taken it out yet, because maybe they were going to take out the insurance and lull you into a kind of sleep. I know this sounds extreme, but there are people that are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. And there's a reason for it, because there's the way that life insurance works is most of the time, you have to set it up just right, because if a person takes themselves out, okay, if they self-delete, there's premium issues. Sometimes the policy won't pay and a couple of years need to go by. Maybe this person was going to keep you in some kind of situation like the shepherd out here in the middle of nowhere and create a narrative around you that you're so sad, that you're so depressed, that you would do this, and bam, you don't even know that they've got that insurance on you and you have taken yourself out. All right, according to what it looks like. Look, there are countries that you could be in that would be less investigative than the United States, okay? And I want you to remember that you need to feel it to heal it. So allow the pain to exist without trying to fix it with some kind of new thought about them. Feel the pain and the discomfort so that you can heal it. But don't replace the healing with more feeling about them. You could try the letter burning ritual. So write a letter to them with everything you want to say, and maybe do it with your friends or your new boyfriend or girlfriend. Or don't involve other people if you really don't want to. Not if it's as a boyfriend or girlfriend. But do whatever you want. Okay, only you know what's best for you. But burn it or rip it up, and that will symbolize the releasing of the emotional burden. Okay, give your brain something to train on. You can also shift your focus directly to yourself. Become your own King of Cups or Queen of Cups. Give that love to yourself. It's so easy to fall into a pattern of giving your heart away, giving all of your attention away, loving somebody so much that it doesn't have to be about putting them on a pedestal. You could have some cultural programming, like I used to, that constantly put me in a role that I wasn't born to fulfill. I'm not the little woman. I'm not the little wife. I am not going to be content in a kitchen slaving away. Now, if you've got little children and you're in that stage of your life, that's different, but I've never been built for that. I was raised quite the opposite. My father was training me to be as strong as possible, and my mother was training me to be as independent as possible. But we do get programmed, and it's just something that happens. It's, what happens in your home is what you experience, and what you learn to believe is the foundation when you're a child. Wheel of Fortune, things are changing for you. So you understand me? You could Google gray rocking, if you really believe that you are suffering from PTSD, or you really were in a relationship with somebody who could be a covert narcissist, okay? And you don't need to demand anything from this person. Don't wait for the closure, wait for an apology, because that's more of that wagon wheel rut of a neural pathway in what it is that you don't want. All right, Holy Spirit, we're going to close this up over here, suture it up, because the world card is already present. Somebody else sexy and hella fun, and maybe somebody born in the year of the horse that loves to be free and wants to enjoy their time with you. Now, this Knight of Wands is really looking like somebody taking action toward you. Like, if this hasn't happened, this is going to happen. The color yellow is significant. Wearing yellow would be good for you. All right, let's see. What do you think? Because the person coming in is going to be more of your wish fulfillment, somebody that might even overindulge you, cook for you. You know, you might put on a little weight, so be careful there. But there is somebody that wants to overindulge you. You know, somebody else over here is cock blocking. The past is cock blocking, and they're still going to try that. This person could consider themselves quite the witch or the warlock or some kind of fucking loser, you know, that thinks that they're going to continue to cock block you. Keep sending out that signal. It doesn't have to be a signal that everybody, it's not a bad signal. You're not telling the world that you're not thinking about that person because you're reinforcing whether or not you're thinking about that person. This is all about you. All right. And we have the high priestess in reverse. This could have been, you know, an issue where you weren't using your intuition and did not think about this, or maybe you were just very quiet and you didn't speak up when you should have. Somebody's initials could be B or J. Okay. This could also be that somebody working against you was a woman. You know, we could have had a man and a woman. Yeah. Oh, fuck yes. Because, sorry. Because this person is going to experience a tower of their own design. The tower of their 10 pentacles, the tower of destruction is what they created. I believe that this is less about you and more about them. They didn't use their intuition about you, or misled by somebody who pretended to be some kind of a spiritual guru who was none, or they thought they were a spiritual guru, or this is a person that thinks because they read 16 books that somehow that enlightens them. You are in Queen of Pentacles mode. We saw that in one of the last readings that I just did. You are in Empress mode. What more do you want me to demonstrate to you? Flip and switch the roles. If you're a male, you'll understand that the Empress would be the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles would be the King of Pentacles. You know how to do this by now. If it's a same-sex union, you know what to do this with this. Yes, Knight of Cups. We saw this in the last reading as well. This is somebody, maybe they're drinking a lot. Maybe they're trying to drown out the reality of their own chaos and are trying to escape yet again into their own illusion. And the illusion has fallen. It will fall. Like, if it hasn't happened, it's any minute now. And certainly within this year of the fire horse, there's no escaping it now. Because here we have somebody who's going to try to say, well, if they do approach you, they're going to say, please talk to me because, you know, I wasn't seeing things the right way, or they're going to make themselves the victim, or like when they show you more of their colors or the same colors that you've seen, they're going to try to say, you did it to me. What would you expect me to do? How did you expect me to feel? All right, they're going to try to project onto you. This is gaslighting. They're going to gaslight you, so stay 10 steps ahead. This person is drinking a whole lot because they wanted to go. This person had somebody else involved, or they could be involved in a gaggle, a coven of wishes, or, you know, somebody's paying for somebody in friggin' Africa or another country to try to do some weird shit to you while they're being lied to by the practitioner. The practitioner already knows that they can't touch you. All right. They already know that you're protected. And all you have to do is remember that you have been protected by the blood of Christ before any of these fucking weirdos could ever have done anything to you. Sometimes, even if it is a false start, even if it is some idiot like this promising you shit they were never going to do. And look at this fool here in this deck is losing everything. It's dropping shit. Here's where the lack of planning shows. You know, what this person didn't plan for is that you were too grounded and too spiritually protected. That's what happened. We're going to get into just a little bit of the curiosity. Let me look at the clock here. All right, let me tell you what it is that's going on their side, something that they've got going on, X drama, and it tried to fly onto you and it slid off the keyboard. They're trying to bring you into the drama or tell you that their X is giving them trouble or causing them drama. This is, you know, no, you gotta say no. That's why you gotta just make yourself inaccessible and never talk to these fools again, whoever this person is. I don't care which one, the woman or the man. I don't care. I don't care if you're both gay, everybody's gay. I don't care, because the energy is the same. You know, 6 one way, half dozen the other, as we say, right? Yep. Burning bridges. That bridge has been burned and it tried to come out sideways. They're trying to find a way to make an inroad back to you. No, dear. What you have to say is energetically say, no, bitch. You're like, it's not going to happen. I'm sure you've worked very hard to create your peace, to make the space so that nobody can come near you, so that people like this just don't approach. Whether or not you're in a relationship or you've attempted relationships or had forays into relationships, it doesn't matter. That's all been time and space that you have taken and created for yourself. Flying over to you is a sober life. You may have had a drinking issue in the past, a drug issue in the past. You may have recovered from some kind of drug addiction, any kind of addiction. It could have been a sex addiction. It could have been a shopping addiction, whatever it is. A sober life talks about not having substances or anything that would blur your view. You are free. That's the dove of peace. You are free. This person just wants to pull you back. This person is a sick puppy. Okay. But remember, there's nothing you can do about it. Wedding day, this person could be married, but they're divorcing. All right. It's in reverse, or they're engaged and they won't marry. They can't figure out where their ass is or where their mouth is. Living large, they could be losing a lot of money at this time. Something's going on. Somebody's losing a house. Somebody's going to have to divide property or assets. Okay, this one flew over onto you. Falling in love. That's why I like you to see the perspective of how the cards come out and where they're flying around, in case this interests you, in case I could be talking to a psychic or a tarot reader. You're falling in love. And this could be very surprising for some of you, because it says whether they saw it coming or not, the heart's getting involved and it's getting deep fast. This is more than just a fling. So here comes Romeo. And no, I don't want to say Romeo, because then that makes me think of Romeo and Juliet. This is like Mr. Man. This is... All right, let's... I better not say anything like I'm hearing something. Yeah, now this person wants to come in. There could be a Queen of Pentacles that is attempting, this could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You could be the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but somebody's going to try to offer money. This could be one of those situations where the third wheel was paying people, whether in your family, your community, your job, or putting their hands somewhere trying to pay people, maybe somebody in Africa, somebody trying to pay to do something to get to you. And I don't get it, because it feels like to me that this Queen of Pentacles, don't hate your ex-person for the person that they moved on to either. You don't care either way. They have to fulfill their karma. Now, if this woman, now she's in the upright, so we can't get mad at her. Maybe this man has fucked her up. Maybe he did the same exact thing that he did to you. He or she flipped the roles. Yeah, you've got good karma. And they've got inner turmoil, or it did fly over on you, so that's yours. You were in inner turmoil and you have worked your way through it. Okay, so I know what we'll do. I'm not going to go long into this. We're just going to go a little bit into this crazy ass deck, because, refusing to take responsibility wants to ruin your reputation. What is this? Now it's between them and God. Blood analysis. Somebody here could have a disease. Blood, urine analysis. And LexisNexis, an ugly CPA, and a fat hoe. I'm so sorry, but I don't have Tourette syndrome, but when this has been channeled over a long time, and especially when you see the messy notes like this is literally in the middle of a channeling about one person, one situation, one address or another. All right, just a little bit more. I don't want to get too far into this. An African American is significant here. And the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, higher ups are protecting you. So it could be that somebody here is either working for the Environmental Protection Agency or some kind of an agency, and somebody above them has been protecting you, probably reached out and let you know, hey, we're just letting you know what's going on. A senior vice president could be significant. Somebody is a guilty, dirty bitch. All right, that was close, but no cigar. It was the cigar card. Okay, there's a few different sizes, or not sizes, but different types. There's plastic cards here from dealer school, and then there's standard cards, and then there's a little bit smaller deck. So the slide, slippery slide. All right, let's see. And those are the last two we'll take, or we will be here all night. Okay, so somebody, heroin. Somebody's on heroin. Okay, I don't know if you sniff that and or inject that or some shit, but somebody is doing or dealing or this is bad. A car accident is significant. Somebody carries a service weapon, and that's not good because in this case, they hate you so much. And there's a marriage fraud that goes with the wedding in I was going to say in divorce. Oh my freaking God. Lord. Okay, let's get... We're not going to get all the names. We're just going to get some of the names, okay? Because I got a couple of boxes up here, fresh ones. Okay. Gargiulo is significant. We're not going to do a million names. This is... I just have to go until I feel like I can stop. Okay? Somebody's just got to stop. You've already stopped it. This is not your circus, and it's not your monkeys, and these freaking... riffraff are going to do what they do. It's not you're going on to have a good time. Somebody's name is Hamid. Sometimes I just take them right off the bottom. Somebody's name is Mac. Paola. Are there two here? Flo. Marcus. Chanel. Fantasia. Luther. Oh my gosh, Luther's me. All right. Rita, this is my reading too. Somebody's name is Holly. And you know what to do. You will not be in contact. You will retrain your brain. You will rewatch this message. You'll rewind it, slow it down, pause it. All right. But you will let all this go and you will allow yourself to be free. Shauna, spelled that way. That's the way that, I channel them. Farley. Sometimes they show me by writing names down on paper. And if it's in the middle of remote viewing, it's the craziest sensation because I feel like, am I sitting down? Are you sitting down? Which one of us is sitting down writing? Am I writing it? Are you writing it? Somebody could be a remote viewer. Somebody remote views or is gifted with that or even trained in that with the Environmental Protection Agency. It could be somebody like a government program. You could have been tested when you were a child or there could have been some weird shit like that, which none of us knew what that was. They tested me and my brothers. I know maybe they tested all of Los Angeles. All right, somebody's name is Brandy. We have Christopher. We have the last name Good, or, I guess it could be a first name. No, that's a last name. Peter, Union, Bergman, Shannon, Suresh, Sonny, Moses. Want to stop. Right. Somebody's here is a medium. You know how to open and close. All right, you would know. Kilmer, Ophir, Vanterpool. Good again. Somebody's name is definitely good. Look at that. Desiree, Shevchenko, we have Hans, we have Dana, we have Ruth and Ursula. All right, we're almost done. That feels like it's waning now. Damn. Okay, we're going to take these. We've got Zhang, Hilton, Sharma, Dalton, Shelby, Zayden, Nita, Carrie, Maria, and Cheney. All right. I want you to remember that you are important and you are the most important person in your life. Because if you're not well, if you're not happy and healthy, nothing around you is going to flourish. Everyone around you will know. Everyone around you will know. That's why it's important first to get right and to be straight and to feel good about yourself. Somebody drives an Acura or somebody's from Torrance, California. All right, let's get an angel oracle card. It's Doreen Virtue. All right, what is your archangel oracle? All right, to close this up so that you know what to do. So remember, shift your focus onto yourself, become your own king or queen of cups, burn the letter, feel it to heal it, no contact, do not go spying on this person every day. You know, just like I've got a friend on social media who is not vaping, and, you know, we pray for this person every day so that, you know, he has encouragement and we clap for him. And, you know, so you, even if you're alone and you got to clap for yourself, wow. Damn it. You see, we have patience. Archangel Jophiel, your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. Okay, there you go. I want you to remember that I love you. God loves you. Jesus loves you. And the archangels are right with you. Take good care. Bye.